Okay, so it's been a long time, and I know that I wanted to make this a regular routine of highlighting moments that are happening through this move-in process that I'm going through. So, yes, a lot of things did happen, and they happened in such a fast succession that I decided to hold off and wait till things kind of waited out before starting again. So, that's one thing to apologize for to myself, I guess. But at the same time, I feel like I'm happy with how things are going so far. So, the park plunge that I did, where I went and asked this girl out, and just to try to see if we can make at least a connection of some kind, actually went through. I went and I just introduced myself. I honestly told her that I wanted to see this city and I wanted to have some fun when she was a good looking girl, and I would love to go and at least get to know her a little bit better. Things went smoothly, and she said that we could meet the following day. However, for me, I knew something was going to happen. So in the back of my head, I just said, hey, listen, while I appreciate it, let's push it back for another day. It seems a little too soon and a little too fast for that kind of stuff, because you never know what might happen. And I was absolutely correct. Because after I met with her, we exchanged numbers, and I went back home. Immediately, my phone was ringing. My boss was starting to call me about me picking out my offices in the new branch location that we're going to. And while I am not one for being picky about the stuff that we're doing, I can see why he was. He had one of the worst offices in the old office and one of the worst places to work. If you can imagine a big building and a lot of window places, but one of the window places was just brick. I don't understand why he got that office. The most dimly lit office with windows for some reason. You couldn't even see outside. It was just a brick wall. That's all you saw from his office. So I understood why he wanted to be the first one to pick his office. And, I'm not going to shoot anything out the door that I didn't want to pick my own office. So we went to go see these new offices and to see if we can go pick out our office or our office space. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed in. There were some permits that didn't go through and some things that apparently there are some safety regulations that they need to follow. Something about us not being construction workers. We weren't going to be wearing hard hats. And while we said, hey, listen, we could buy those things and come back, they just said, hey, listen, we can't do that. We can't run a risk of unlicensed and unskilled people in here. Which I kind of get if it wasn't for the fact they were just small things like paint, moving furniture in, and cleaning windows and stuff like of that nature that was getting thrown around as these big, gigantic, monumental tasks. I understand. Things need to get done, but don't over-exaggerate. I think that could go for anything, really. However, there was one thing that kind of stood out to me. The frustration of my boss. He was so frustrated that he couldn't get in. He wanted to go buy stuff. He wanted to arrange a meeting with the head of the building, the landlord, to see if they can get in. And I had to calm him down. I understood why he was angry. He didn't want the worst office. So we decided I just needed him to calm down. I offered him lunch. We went. For whatever reason, he paid the bill. And we went on our day. And I knew why he was mad. Getting the worst office is going to suck if he's ending up looking at a brick wall all day. And to my credit, I knew he was going to do this, but he called me the following morning, essentially mad as heck and just plain irate by the fact that we couldn't get in the previous day and to see if we could get in that morning. I told him, hey, listen, you by all means, if you want to, you can go ahead. But if the guy said that we could only go in 2 days from now when everything goes through and everything gets done, then let's wait until then. We're the only ones in this new town, and official move-in day isn't until another week from now, basically, I believe 5 days. So we have 3 full days of when we can just go and pick an office. We're fine. Just to be patient. He saw my side of the story, and I believe he said he was going to stay home. I'm not going to be the one to tell him to not go. If he wants to go crush his own dreams, let him go do that. But at the same time, after that call happened, I got another call. Obviously, this was a rush of fresh air after this irate conversation I had with my boss. Cindy had called me, telling me, hey, listen, I know we arranged to meet today, and I would love to do that, but do you think we can do it earlier and we can have more of a day to do it, because the time we had chosen was a little later in the day and we wouldn't be able to do as many activities. And while I'm not somebody who takes things out of just opportunity's sake, this lit off an argument inside my head. It was kind of weird. What I was going through was basically one of two things. I was like, yes, this is kind of the thing I wanted. I kind of wanted to go and see the town, because at the very least, I'm making a brand new friend in a town I do not know. And that is invaluable to me. And at the most, this could be a start of a great relationship, and I don't want to ruin that. So I don't know why, but I just went with my gut and said, hey, listen, yes, where do you want to meet and when? Things went over well. I do believe that she had a great time. I believe her and her friends don't really see eye to eye with how fun should be had. Her friends, I believe, think that extravagance and doing things that are expensive is more meaningful than an actual place that you can actually converse and maybe have a little bit of a competition with your friends. And I also have never seen someone smile so much the entire time that I've been with them. There's usually a couple of things, a couple of grins here and there. This girl was obviously having fun. Obviously, I don't want to mince words. I also don't want to put this image in my head, but I feel like it went great. I invited her over to my place and she accepted. So at the very least, I can cook her dinner. And, it's a little bit less expensive than going out to eat somewhere. And while I did want to go see the city with this girl, I kind of want to save my money. I do make a decent amount, but at the same time, I just don't want to be throwing it away at any given chance just to impress some girl. However, I do believe that this, at the very least, like I said, it's a start of a great friendship. At the most, it'll be a great relationship. We see kind of eye to eye on things, and like I said, I've invited her over. If all goes well, we can use this kinship to start other stuff. And perhaps I can meet some of her friends, have a new circle of people to hang out with. And that's just something I kind of want to do anyways. So this will be a great step in the right direction. Because overall, I feel like things are going well. However, for whatever reason, this time when she's coming over, I am way more nervous. I think it might have something to do with it being my house and my place, rather than it being somewhere out in the public where I can just walk away if I'm feeling too nervous. This is crazy. It's more intense than anything I've ever felt. And it's the realest thing that I can ever tangibly feel. My hope is everything goes well. Sincerely, Chris.